This video provides step-by-step instructions for how to file a limited liability company in the state of Texas online. You do not need to hire a company to do this for you. It's easy and takes less than 10 minutes. You can follow along as I do it. All links are provided in the video's description below. Search for Texas Secretary of State using a search engine or type in the link you see on the screen. Don't worry, there are a few different ways to get to the parts of the official website that you need, which I'll try to show you in this video. This is what the homepage of the Secretary of State's website looks like, so you know you are not on a private company's page. A lot of businesses try to imitate the look and feel of the state's website to fool you. If you have already chosen a name for your LLC, register for an account with the Texas Secretary of State by going to the Secretary of State website and clicking on SOS Direct, and then click on the tiny Request for SOS Direct account near the bottom left. Go ahead and set up an account by filling in the fields. For this first screen, you only need to fill in one part or the other, not both. Press Continue and fill in the fields. Remember, you are registering for an account assuming that you have already chosen a name for your LLC. I'll go over how to choose a name in a moment if you aren't sure if your business name will be acceptable. Enter your address, phone number, email, and create a username and password. Your address must be in Texas. Write down your username and password somewhere. You will need it right after this. The Texas website asks you to enter credit card information right up front. Apparently, it asks for your credit card every time you log into the site. Don't be alarmed. This is not a scam. Not every state does this, but Texas wants you to have a credit card on file for everything you do on their SOS site. This is to maintain the site and to pay the filing fee or other fees. The filing fee is slightly more than $300 now. Enter your contact information and press Continue. Enter your credit card information by filling in the fields and selecting from the drop-down menus, and then press Continue. Yes, you will have to do this every time. The system doesn't store your credit card information. You will not be charged just to look at information though, but you will be charged for smaller things like $1 for a name availability search, for example. Press the Continue button in the lower left-hand corner and then advance to the next screen, which will be the terms and conditions. Scroll through and read the terms and conditions and click I accept in the upper left-hand corner. You should see a confirmation like this that says you have successfully submitted a request for a subscription to SOS Direct, and within an hour you should receive an email confirmation that contains your user ID. Your user SOS ID will be a number. This is what the email will look like. If you are ready to begin filing, you can get into the appropriate part of the website you need directly by clicking on the login link in your email and just go ahead and log in. But if you don't have a name for your business yet, or you're unsure if your business name will be acceptable, or you're just not ready for whatever reason, you won't be able to file the certificate of formation just yet. Now is a good time to talk about choosing a name for your LLC. If you have already checked that your business name is not the same as anyone else's and contains an appropriate organizational type identifier, then you can skip this section. Go to this timestamp. If you haven't finalized a name for your LLC, a name availability search and some guidelines can be helpful. We linked this document in the description that explains Texas rules for naming entities. Also, this website is helpful. Basically, your organization must end with limited liability company, limited company, ltd.co, LC, LLC, or L.L.C. The name must also be unique and not misleading, and it cannot contain certain prohibited words or be deceptively similar to existing business names. It cannot contain any word or abbreviation that implies another type of legal entity such as a corporation or partnership. I recommend checking to ensure that the name isn't already taken. You can do so by going on to the Secretary of State's website under Business Organizations and clicking on the name availability search and then typing in your business's name. There are other ways to search if the name is available as well. You could type Taxable Entity Search Texas into a search engine, or you could just go right ahead and type in this web address directly into the browser. Again, all links will be available in this video's description. This is what the Texas Comptroller's website looks like. And you have 3 options. You can type in the tax ID, entity name, or file number. You probably won't have the tax ID or file number because you don't have a name yet, but you have an idea for a name. So go ahead and type in the name you want in the entity name field. Check the box that you are not a robot and then click the blue search button. If another business has your name or a name that's too close to yours, you'll get a match and you can learn some information about this match, like the name, the taxpayer's ID number, the zip code, and you can click on the blue details button to the left to learn even more information about that business. Unfortunately, if you get a match, you're just going to have to change your name to something else and start over with a new search. You'll need to keep doing this until you get a notification saying that your business name was not found, like you see here. If your business name is not found, then you're free to use that name. If you want the Secretary of State to provide a preliminary determination on name availability, you may call this number, dial 711 for relay services, or you can email your name inquiry to Corporations section. A final determination cannot be made until the document is received and processed by the Secretary of State. Do not make financial expenditures or execute documents based on a preliminary clearance. Also note that the preclearance of a name or the issuance of a certificate of formation under a name does not authorize the use of that name in violation of another person's rights to the name. Once you have your business's name sorted out and you've set up an account in the Texas Secretary of State system, you will need to go back to the SOS Direct website, log in, and file a Form 205, also known as a Certificate of Formation, aka Articles of Organization in other states. To file online, log into your SOS Direct account. Click Submit. You will be redirected to enter your credit card information again. Yes, I know, as previously mentioned, you have to do this each time because the Texas Secretary of State website does not retain credit card information. On the next screen, your name should automatically populate on the top and you'll see a session code. You can make note of that session code so you can view the status of a submission from a specific session. To file Form 205, also known as the Certificate of Formation, go to the top of the page where the tabs are and click on Business Organizations. Then go to the middle of the box under Web Filings to the first drop-down menu and select Domestic Limited Liability Company and click File Document. I'll zoom in and do it again so you can take a closer look. On the next screen, under Filing Type, click on the drop-down menu arrow and select Certificate of Formation and press Continue. Under Article 1, keep the radio button in its default setting as 1, Limited Liability Company, and enter the name of your business. There is also an option to do a name availability search here by clicking the button below. A series of names will populate a list. If none of the names are the same as yours, you are probably free to use the name you have chosen for your business. Press Return to Filing. There are no guarantees, though, that your name will be acceptable. Ultimately, it's up to Texas to decide. Press Continue and advance to the next screen. Enter the business address. This has to be a Texas address because it's for tax purposes. Press Continue. Under Article 2, enter the business name of your registered agent. You can serve as your own registered agent. I entered myself as the registered agent. Enter your registered agent's address. I entered my address in this case. Press Continue. Under Article 3, decide if your business will be managed by managers or members. I choose managers, so I kept the default radio button. Click the button Add Manager Member and enter the name of the manager in the next field along with his or her address. Again, I entered my home address because I chose myself as the manager. Click Update. You should see whomever you added in the box under Article 3. You can edit, delete, or add another manager or member in this section by clicking on the appropriate boxes. Click Continue. The next screen is not mandatory. It's there only if you want to include extra provisions or attachments. If the system didn't prompt you to attach a required document, you can skip this screen by pressing continue. If you want to attach something, go ahead and attach it now. I didn't have anything to attach, so I just pressed continue. On the next screen, I put myself as the organizer because I was the one filling out the form. The organizer is the one completing the form, so I entered my name and address and then pressed continue. Type your name under signature of organizer. If you want your document to take effect immediately upon filing, you can leave the effective date field blank. If you want to delay the effective date that your filing becomes active, you can delay it by up to 10 days from the day you fill out this form. Some people, for some reason, want to buy themselves more time. I left it blank. Press continue. This is what your certificate of formation will look like. Review your information on the form. If there is something wrong, press the Edit Filing button on the top and edit your information. If everything looks good, click the Submit Filing Fee button on the upper left next to the Edit button. Texas will notify you to confirm that you have submitted and about the approval via email or mail. There are other ways to file besides online. I'll link resources in the description and the video cards for other ways to file. They involve downloading the form and filling it out by hand or on the computer and then printing it and then either mailing or faxing it in. I've thrown up some helpful addresses and phone numbers on the screen, but really, guys, why are you going to do one of these methods? Just do it online. It's so much easier. The next step is to apply for a federal tax identification number with the IRS, also known as an EIN. And you can learn how to do so in this next video by clicking on the video that you see on the screen in the end card. Also, this video is linked in this video's description.